Hey Kevin, today we're going to be working on your spelling first, and then we have a couple more activities to do. So to start off with, we're going to do an activity with sound boxes, and these are called spelling sound boxes. So what you'll do with these boxes are you'll write each individual sound as you sound out the word to spell it in the box. So if it has a blend, you will put that word together because those make one sound. And then after you're finished spelling it in the sound boxes, you'll write it on the line beside it. So let me show you with your first spelling word for the week. Your first spelling word for the week is land. So, and land. So as you can see, Kevin, I wrote out each sound, L-A-N-D, and then wrote it out over here as well. I wrote the ND in the same box because that makes one sound and it's a blend. Let me show you with another word. Lift, lift. Again, I wrote each individual sound, lift, and I put the F and the T in the same box together because they are a blend and they make one sound. Let's try it with another one. The next one is stamp, 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 stamp. With the word stamp, I have a blend at the beginning and a blend at the end. So I have the ST in a box together to make the st sound, and stamp. So the M and the P are together because they're also a blend and they make one sound. All right, I want you to do one by yourself. Band, band. Okay, great job. Let me show you. And band. Again, the N and the D make a blend, so they're in the same box together. And then I want you to do one more by yourself, and then we're going to move on to our next activity. This word is clock. Clock. Awesome job. Let me show you. Clock. Clock. Okay, great job, Kevin. You're going to keep practicing that throughout the week to do your spelling words. And I think that this will be a really good activity for you, and you'll keep getting better with your spelling words for the week. So that was our activity for the spelling words. And now we're going to practice our reading fluency. And for reading fluency, remember we have to track and we have to read as quickly and as accurately as we can. And so for this activity, we are going to be underlining or tracking with our finger. We're going to swoop out the phrases. So not just one word, we're going to swoop the entire phrase in each sentence, like the phrases in each sentence, so that way you can read them quickly and accurately. So let me show you on a passage that I wrote, and then I want you to try it with this same passage. This says, during the summer. During the summer is its own phrase. So I'm going to swoop that. During the summer, I like to swim. I like to swim is one phrase, so I'm going to swoop that out as quickly as I can. I like to swim. I eat frozen grapes. I eat frozen grapes. That is a phrase. I'm going to swoop it out. And I play with my friends. And I play is a phrase with my friends as a phrase. So as you can see, we're going to swoop out each of these phrases. So I want you to try it with the passage that you have. Remember, we're going to swoop it out using our fingers like this. Watch me. During the summer, I like to swim. I eat frozen grapes, and I play with my friends. Try that by yourself. Okay, great job. Now I'm going to do our comprehension activity. And for this activity, we're going to really focus on what the point of the passage is. And so when you look at a passage, I want you to start asking yourself 2 questions as soon as you read the title. So the title of this is The Camping Trip. So 2 questions that I might already have about the camping trip is, who goes on the camping trip? That is one question that I have right off the bat when I read this title, is who's going to be going on the camping trip? And maybe what do they do? So as we're reading, we're really going to think about those 2 questions. And after we're done, we're going to fill this out. I've already written my 2 questions. Who goes on the trip and what do they do? Because that's what I'm going to be focusing on as I read it. Because those would probably be some main ideas in this comprehension text. So let me read it to you. And as I read it to you, I want you to think about those questions. Lily and her brother Ryan went on a camping trip with their mom and dad. Ryan and Dad set up their tent while Lily and Mom collected sticks to start a bonfire. Once the tent was set up, they started a fire in the bonfire pit. Lily and Ryan looked up for long pointy sticks to use for cooking hot dogs over the fire while their fire was heating up. They found 4 perfect sticks, 1 for each of them. Lily and Ryan and their mom and dad each placed 2 hot dogs on their sticks. They held the dogs over the fire and turned the sticks slowly, so every side of each hot dog was cooked. Then they put the hot dogs into buns and added ketchup and mustard. The hot dogs were delicious. After they all enjoyed their hot dogs, Lily got out the marshmallows for dessert. They all roasted marshmallows over the fire until the marshmallows turned to a nice shade of brown. Then they propped the yummy treats in their mouths. Sitting around the bonfire and eating marshmallows is Lily and Ryan's favorite part of camping. So let's look back at our questions. Remember, 2 questions that we decided that we would have about this text were, who goes on the trip and what do they do on the trip? So when you thought about those questions, what did you find as we read that? We found that Lily, Ryan, and their mom and dad. Lily, Ryan, and their mom and dad went camping. So I'm going to write that under the tell portion of my graphic organizer. So we have ask and tell. Okay, and what did they do while they were there, Kevin? They roasted hot dogs. And what else did they do? Oh, they roasted marshmallows too. You're right. Great job. So this is what your graphic organizer looked like from the one that we just read. We had our 2 questions. Who goes on the trip? What do they do? And we answered Lily, Ryan, Mom, and Dad went camping, roasted hot dogs, and marshmallows. So that's what they did on the trip. So we answered both of our questions. And when you read your passages for the day, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions at the beginning of your passage. That way you have a reason for reading. You're going to read to answer those questions, and that'll help you really understand or comprehend what you're reading. So great job today, and I want you to just keep practicing and working on this, and yeah.